I'm Bernard Parks, Councilman, 8th District, City of Los Angeles. For the next 15 months, my goal is to finish a number of things that we've started, to solidify them as legacy projects. I'm not really interested in starting a bunch of things that will take 5 to 10 years to complete, but the things that we're working on, we want to make sure that the Crenshaw line not only is well funded, but well designed so that the community with the benefits of it. There's still a lot of issues to address, such as parking, the post-line construction. How do we ensure that people get access to it? Where are the parking lots? We're also interested in a couple of development projects that we've been working on. Broadway, Manchester, 94th and Broadway, Vermont and Manchester. Those are projects that have several years of activity that we think we can bring to a conclusion before leaving office. And then another issue that we're working on is that there's a large liability to the city that deals with what we think is surplus property, buildings that have been retired, but yet the city over time have allowed them to be used by nonprofits and other organizations. We want to bring those buildings, at least in our district, for sale so that the revenue can be used for economic development or the purposes. And finally, the one project that we are looking forward to before the end of this year is to have the completion of our animal shelter annex, which we just opened the animal shelter a couple of years ago. Now we have the ability to open an annex that will make it the largest and newest animal shelter in the city of Los Angeles. The amount of income people make in our district is lower than most. We have only 15,000 jobs that actually are in our district. We lost 40,000 jobs due to redistricting by moving the lines. In our area, we lose 40,000 jobs. Unfortunately, we led the city in multifamily foreclosures. And so these are the kinds of things that we work on to try to minimize the impact on the community. And that's why I mentioned earlier how resilient the community is. Most people would kind of throw up their hands and say, you know, I give, but yet even though we have maybe the larger crime rate in the other parts of the city, but when you go through and you find that our efforts to keep the streets clean, pave our alleys, also to make sure our libraries and parks are top-notch and investments in them, almost all of them have been refurbished. These are things that I think gives the community hope. There has to be a consideration that public service may be the most honorable thing that you can do. And it's not, you're not here for the money and a variety of things, but it's here to use your skills to help other people. And even if that student becomes wealthy and famous, they still have a role in public service to assist in helping communities and people that are not as well off as they are. So I think that's where I believe that the message I would give for particularly students and others to think about public service, if not your primary activity, it's something that you should not lose sight of no matter how well off you might become or that you are today. Just realize there's others that need that helping hand, need to be given an opportunity to pick themselves up by their bootstraps. And some people in the community even need boots to get started with picking themselves up. So that's what I would just offer as hope that many people will begin to continue to look at public service as the viable way to express themselves.